So we've already done one step and we've done two step. Now time for multi-step equations. So that's the first thing we'll do. Then what we're going to do is multi-step equations with reciprocals. Then also write and solve an equation as well. So we have these multi-step equations to work with. And it's pretty much just things we've been doing except just usually a third or maybe even a fourth step to it. We have 8x minus 3x minus 10 equals 20. So first thing you usually want to do is just simplify terms. Here I see an 8x minus a 3x. So that would give me 5x, I know. And then that gives me 5x minus 10 equals 20. And now this looks like the two-step equations we've been working on. So I would add 10 to both sides. And that would give me 5x equals 10. If I divide both sides by 5 then, that would give me x equals 2. Let's look at these ones then. 9x plus x minus 7 equals 13. This confuses a lot of people when it's just x by itself. I always put a 1 here just to remind myself that's just 1x. 9x plus 1x would give me 10x minus 7 equals 13. Now I can add 7 to both sides. So that would give me 10x equals 20. And then that would give me, divided by 10 on both sides, 1x equals 2. Same answer as the last one. Here we have 7x plus 2 times x plus 6. So this has some distributive property here. So I can multiply this 2 times the x and then times the 6. And then we can get our answer. So that would give me 7x plus 2 times x would be 2x plus, because I took the plus from here, then 2 times 6 would be 12. That equals 39. Now I can simplify the 7x and 2x, which would give me 9x. So 9x plus 12 equals 39. Subtract the 12 from both sides. That would give me 9x equals 39 minus 12, 27. Divide both sides by 9. And that would give me x equals positive 3. So now I have 4x minus 7 times x minus 2. So whenever you have the minus in front of the number with distributive property, I like to treat this as a negative 7. Then we can add whatever we get to that answer. So I would start off with my 4x. And negative 7 times x would be plus negative 7x. And then negative 7 times negative 2 would be positive 14. So I'd do plus 14. So then I would get 26 for my answer. So I have 4 plus negative 7. So that would be the negatives winning by 3. So I'd have negative 3x plus 14 equals 26. Now I can subtract 14 from both sides. So that leaves me with negative 3x equals 12. 26 minus 14. Divide both sides by negative 3. That would give me x on the left, and then negative 4 for my answer. I'd recommend recapping that one just because of this tricky negative. Try that one out again. Maybe rewind it and try it yourself before you go on. Here we have reciprocals now. 3 over 2 times 3x plus 5 equals negative 24. We could do distributive property and multiply that 3 over 2 times both these numbers, but that would take a long time. The trick is that I can do reciprocals, get rid of this, and then do the reciprocal times the negative 24 and get my answer. So if I multiply this times 2 over 3, here we have it. Cross off the 3's, cross off the 2's, then multiply this side times 2 over 3. So it'd be negative 24 over 1. So then we can convert this into an 8, and this to a 1. So that would give me an answer of negative 16 over 1, or just negative 16. So if we're going to write this problem, let's take the parentheses. We'd have 3x plus 5, and that would equal negative 16. So I can subtract the 5 from this side now, minus 5, and that would leave me with 3x on this side, minus 21. It's both negative, so that adds up to 21 negative. Divide both sides by 3. That'd give me 1x equals negative 21 divided by 3 is negative 7. Now we have 4 over 5 times z minus 6 equals 12. Another one where we can do the reciprocal. So 5 and 4 over 1. Let's do all the crossing out that we can do. These can all cross out. This can turn into a 3 and that can turn into a 1. So 3 times 5 is 15 over 1 is just 15. So we have z minus 6 now from the left side equals 15. Add 6 to both sides. And that's going to give me z equals 21. Now let's do a real-world problem. You are planning a scavenger hunt for 21 campers. You plan to have 5 teams. 1 camper from each team will be the recorder, and the rest of them will be searchers. How many searchers will each team have? Well, we know there's a total of 21 campers, so we can always put equals 21 over here. 5 teams. That means whatever team amount I have per team, I multiply that times 5. This looks like one of those distributed property ones where it's 5 times, and then on the inside we have to figure out what we're going to have. Well, there's only 1 recorder per team, so it'd be 5 times the 1 recorder. And then we don't know how many searchers there are going to be, so I'm going to put S for searchers. So see how that works? For every team there's a recorder and then some number of searchers. We're going to multiply that times 5 because there's 5 teams. So normally we do distributive property like this. So 5 times 1 is 5, plus 5 times S now, which would be 5S, and that equals 21. Subtract 5 from both sides. And that would be 5S equals 16 now. Divide both sides by 5. So searchers, or S, equals 16 divided by 5. 3.2. And that doesn't entirely make sense because you can't have 2/10 of a person. But that means that some teams are going to have 4 and then some teams are only going to have 3.